Okay, in this video we're going to look at some of the rules of combination of events for probability. It says an ordinary unbiased die is thrown and a five-sided spinner is spun. Draw a possibility space diagram to show all the possible outcomes. What is the probability that the die lands on an even number and the spinner lands on green? Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to draw what's known as a possibility space diagram. This is just, or sometimes known as a probability grid. So we're going to look at the numbers on the die. So the numbers on the die is 1 to 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're going to look at the colours on a spinner. So we've got to have yellow, orange, green, blue and grey. Okay, it doesn't matter actually which way round these two go, and then in each of these spaces we're going to put a dot because that's going to represent one particular outcome that can happen when you spin a die, when you throw a die and spin a spinner. Okay, so altogether there are 6 times 5, there are 30 outcomes. So all the probabilities will be out of 30. Okay, so what we're going to do now is find the probability that the die lands on an even number and the spinner lands on a green. So probability of an even number and landing on a green. So and is quite important, the word here. Is going to be that one, and that one. There are 3 possibilities out of 30, so the probability will be 3 out of 30, and that cancels down to 1/10. Now, the fact that I get an even number on the die is independent to getting a green on the spinner. This one will not affect the outcome of this one or vice versa. So therefore the events are said to be independent. So the probability of getting an even number, if we use the grid, the probability of getting an even number is going to be those, and those. So that's going to be 15 out of 30. That cancels down to a half. And the probability of getting a green is going to be all of those. So that's going to be 6 out of 30, which cancels down by 1/5. Now remember the answer to this was 1/10. So the probability of an even number is a half, probability of green is 1/5. These events, like I just said, are independent, i.e. one event does not affect the other event. So the probability of an even number and landing on a green can be found by doing probability of even times the probability of green, which gives me 1/2 times 1/5, which gives me the same answer as I got the first time round I did it. And so this is the same answer as before. This is known as the multiplication law for independent events. So if 2 events are independent in the same experiment here, then if one event does not affect the other, then you can find the probability by multiplying the 2 probabilities together. In general, for 2 independent events, A and B, the probability of A and B is equal to the probability of A times the probability of B. So this has been a video to introduce you to the multiplication rule for independent events. I hope you've understood, and I thank you very much for watching.